So today's topic is the relationship between marginal cost and marginal product, of a variable factor. So in the previous class we have discussed the relationship between average variable cost and average product. So here we will discuss about marginal cost and marginal product, and we have discussed in the previous class what is all about marginal cost. So you have to keep in mind that this marginal cost of production, they are intimately related to the marginal product of the variable factor. So as explained above, marginal cost of output can be written as total variable cost divided by change in Q, where change in total variable cost, this one represents the change in total variable cost, when extra unit of output, that is Q, is produced. So marginal cost, as we have explained, is nothing but the addition to the total cost or the change in total cost because of additional or addition of extra unit of output. That is why we define marginal cost as TVC divided by change in Q. So now given this formula of marginal cost, let us assume that change in L, this one delta L, represents change in the amount of variable factor. So here when we talk about variable factor, we are taking the example of a labor, and we have discussed what is variable factor, what is fixed factors, and all those things. So now let us assume that delta L is change in amount of variable factor, that is labor, and small w represents the price for that variable factor. So when given the price of variable factor, the change in total variable cost can occur only by increasing the quantity of the variable factor, that is labor. So given the price of the variable factor, say labor, the change in the total variable cost happens or occurs because of the increasing quantity of variable factor. So we have the change in total variable cost is equals to the price that is paid for the variable factor into change in L, because this change in total variable cost can only happen when there is an increase or when there is a change in the variable factor that is employed. So we are considering the variable factor as labor. So delta total variable cost will be equal to the small w into delta L, which means that the price paid for the variable factor into the change in the level of or unit of variable factor that is employed. So again we can further write this: marginal cost equals to, we are substituting this value with this. So we substitute this value for this one, and what we get is this one. So the price paid for the variable factor into delta L divided by change in Q. After substituting this value, we have this at the end, where small w stands for price of the variable factor, that is labor. So what we have now is marginal cost is equals to small w into delta L divided by delta Q. So marginal cost equals the price paid for the variable factor into change in variable factor employed, that is labor, divided by change in the level of output. So again, this delta L divided by delta Q is again the reciprocal of marginal product of labor, that is, so this marginal product of labor is given by this, and this happens to be the reciprocal of the marginal product. So for the marginal product of labor, we just write MP. So substituting that value, we have marginal cost equals, small w into the reciprocal of marginal product. Since this delta L divided by delta Q is the reciprocal of marginal product, we write like this. We represent this value by this 1 MP. So reciprocal of MP, which is small w divided by MP. So marginal cost at last we have is small w, which is price of the variable factor, that is labor, and then divided by the marginal product. So that is the marginal cost that we have derived ultimately. So what can we get from here, or what does this indicate? So this is indicating that the marginal cost of production is equal MP, MC of production. Marginal cost of production is equal to the reciprocal of the marginal product, as I have mentioned here. So marginal cost of production is nothing but it is equal to the reciprocal of the marginal product of the variable factor multiplied by the price of the variable factor. So MC is the price of the variable factor divided by its marginal product. So W divided by MP is nothing but the price of the variable factor divided by its marginal product, that is marginal cost that we have derived here. Therefore, as you can see from here, marginal cost varies inversely. So mark this point. Marginal cost varies inversely with marginal product of the variable factor. So they are inversely related when we are talking about the relationship between marginal cost and marginal product of variable factors. That is why we say that marginal cost varies inversely with marginal product of the variable factor. So let us further explain the relationship between the marginal cost and the marginal product of a variable factor. So again, let us assume that W is kept constant. So the price paid for the variable factor labor is kept constant. So the shape of MC curve can be ascertained when this, price for the variable factor is assumed to be constant. We can, determine the shape of the MC curve. So according to the law of variable proportion, so we have studied what is law of variable proportions. So according to this law, as output increases in the beginning, so when output increases in the beginning, the MP curve, the marginal product also rises. So that is according to the law of variable proportion. So as output increases, so imagine in your mind this diagram. So here we are measuring output and here it is price. So as output increases, in the beginning, the MP also rises. So the MP will tend to rise as output increases. So that is marginal product. So when that happens, the constant W, so we have assumed this W is constant. So this constant W, the price paid for the variable factor in the equation, is being divided by increasingly large MP. So the marginal product is rising as output increases, and so it is increasingly, rising, and then we are dividing the constant W with the increasing large MP, which will lead, or this will cause the marginal cost to decline as output increases in the beginning. So this is marginal product. And what about, marginal cost? So marginal cost will somehow look like this. So you will see that this marginal cost, it is falling in the beginning because of the fact that the large MP, the increasingly large MP, the marginal product, is constantly dividing the constant or the same price that is paid for the variable, which means that surely this marginal cost has to decline in the beginning. So the constant W in the equation, if it is being divided by increasing large MP, this will cause MC to decline as output increases. So as output increases in the beginning. So that is first stage. And further, according to law of variable proportion, marginal product falls after a certain level of output. So let us say after reaching a certain level of output, this marginal product began to fall because this constant, and when it starts falling, when this marginal product starts falling, this constant W in the equation is being divided by smaller MP. So when it started falling, which means that this marginal product is becoming smaller and smaller. And when this smaller MP is dividing the constant W, this will cause MC to rise after a certain level of output. So when that happens, when this constant W is divided by smaller MP, this will cause MC to rise after the certain level of output. So in the second stage, it is happening opposite to the first stage. The MC will start to rise after a certain level of output. So after certain level, reaching a minimum level, this MC curve will begin to rise. And after reaching a certain level of maximum point, this MP begins to fall. So you can already see the relation here. When MP rise in the beginning, MC falls. And when MP has reached its maximum point, MC curve is in minimum point. And when MP started to fall, the MC curve begin to rise. So as we have said that they are inversely related to each other, that is why. And so thus MP first rises, reaches maximum, then declines. So as you see here, this MP curve first rises and then it reaches its maximum point and then it declines, which lead to MC curve to decline at the first place. So it is declining at the first place, and then when MP is maximum, this MC curve is at minimum point. So after reaching a minimum point, then the MC curve begin to rises. So the MP curve first rises, reaches maximum, then declines, which ensures that the MC curve declined first and then reaches minimum and then it rises at the end. So in other words, we are saying that the MC curve is U-shaped. So MC curve is U-shaped, and we have seen in figure 3. So figure 3 is just here. So this is figure 3. So MC curve is represented in this lower panel. So this is MC curve. So this MC curve looks like the U shape because it falls in the beginning, reaches its minimum point, and then it rises at the end. That is why it is considered as a U-shaped curve. And then the behavior of MP, marginal product curve, determines the shape of the marginal cost curve. So this shape of the marginal product will determine the shape of the marginal cost curve. So like the average variable product and the average product, even here the shape of the marginal cost is determined by this marginal product curve. So MC curve is an inverse of the MP curve with maximum of MP corresponding to the minimum of MC. So as you can see from this diagram, so observe this diagram carefully, this MC curve, so this is MC curve, is nothing but the inverse of this AP curve. And when, so I'm talking about this MP curve, marginal product, not this one. So when this, as I have just said, this marginal cost is just an inverse of this MP curve. And when MP curve is at maximum point, you will see that marginal cost is at the minimum point. That is why even here this MC curve looks like an MP curve which is turned upside down. That is why they say that it is inversely related. And MC curve is simply the transformation of MP from physical terms into money terms. So that is why the marginal cost and marginal product varies inversely. And there are given the having given this explanation, 3 points are worth noting regarding our above analysis of marginal cost. First thing that you have to note is marginal cost is due to the change in variable costs alone and is therefore independent of the fixed cost. So fixed cost does not come into picture here. The marginal cost happens because of the changes in variable cost alone, and that is why marginal cost is independent of fixed cost. That is number one. So secondly, the shape of marginal cost. So this shape of marginal cost is determined by the law of variable proportion. So it is determined by the law of variable proportion, the shape of the marginal cost. Because as we have said, according to the law of variable proportion, in the beginning, as output increases, marginal product will increase, and after reaching a maximum point, it will decline. And because of that law of variable proportion, the MC curve is like this. So it is determined, the curve or the shape of MC curve is determined by the law of variable proportion. So that is number 2. So thirdly, what do we have? The assumption that price of the variable factor, that is small w, remains constant as the firm expands, as the firm expands its output, is greatly significant. Assumption of small w, that is price paid for the variable factor constant, is very significant, since a change in the factor price may disturb our conclusion. So assumption of constancy of price paid for the variable factor, that is w, is very significant. Otherwise, if that is not assumed, then the change in this factor price may disturb our conclusion. So those are the 3 points that you have to keep in mind after analyzing the marginal cost. So that is the relationship between marginal cost and marginal product of a variable factor, and you have to keep in mind that they vary inversely.